Hey friends, it is June the 20th. It is so good to be with you on Read Through the Word, and we are meeting a new person today. Just kind of this little insert between our kings. We have this moment with Jonah. And boy, do I love the story of Jonah, because I can really relate to him. There aren't many people in the Bible I can't relate to. I can't find some kind of similarities with. But I have to tell you, make sure that you, I didn't put a link here, but you guys know how to Google this. Gotquestions.org. I've mentioned that site so many times. But make sure you go there and type in Jonah and look at all the, there's several articles there that I want you to read, just for some extra information about the situation that Jonah has found himself in. So I took this from gotquestions.org because I was like, okay, I've read the story so many times. I put Jonah up on the felt board in Sunday school with the big, of course, whale, but we don't know for sure that it was a whale. It was a big fish. And I remember being the one to go put that up on the felt board and all that in Sunday schools. I remember this story from a long time ago. I've heard it taught numerous times. But really, who is Jonah? Who is this fellow? So I went to gotquestions.org because that's where I like to go for my information. Ask any kind of questions. You'll be amazed at what you can find out there. But this is how he was described: proud, stubborn, disobedient, unfaithful, a grumbler, an altogether bad-tempered, cantankerous old curmudgeon. Oh, mercy. That was Jonah, whose name means dove. Talk about somebody who doesn't live up to his name. What you think of the word dove is like peace and tranquility and calmness. And he is a bad-tempered, cantankerous old curmudgeon. I had to include that because I just thought that was funny. I don't want words like that written about me somewhere when I'm gone. I really don't. And Nineveh was the capital city of Assyria, which is an arch enemy of Israel for years. And all they wanted to do was and they eventually did overtake Israel and wiped them out. But they wanted to bring destruction to Israel. It was their goal because they were enemies. So for God to prophesy and say, I'm going to wipe these people out, would have been something that would have made Israel cheer. Oh, good. Our God is going to wipe out our enemy. So in a way, I'm not saying that he should have done what he did, Jonah. But in a way, you can kind of see this little righteous anger rising up in him like, are you kidding me, Lord? You're wanting to save the very people who want to bring destruction to us? I just can't believe this. I mean, think about that conversation. Had there been a time where you saw discipline, maybe even judgment, wrath coming on a people group, and you're like, yeah, give me a front row seat. But that's not how God works. Scripture tells us, it's in Peter, I can't remember which one, that Jesus is tarrying his return. Well, he's waiting for his dad to tell him when to come. But God is tarrying the return of Jesus because he doesn't want anyone to perish. He's in the jail cell in the prison ministry with the murderers and the drug dealers and the rapists and the child traffickers. That's where he is. He's on the street corners of Skid Row and the places in your town where nobody will go. That's where he'll go because he doesn't want anyone to perish. He died for everyone. So you can imagine this anger that rose up in Jonah. Like, what are you doing? I will have no part of that. And he certainly showed God he will have no part of that. So, we've talked about obedience, and we certainly could say and slant this to obedience. But I wanted us to focus on he didn't obey. And disobedience is never, ever going to end well. It's just not. It's not going to end well. It's going to take you away from God. It's really the wrong way to start your day. What did Scripture say? Jonah got up and went in the opposite direction. That sounded very southern. Went, like it was a two-syllable word. Went. Jonah got up and went to the opposite direction to get away from the Lord. Wow. He knew exactly what he was doing. This was direct disobedience. This was not obedience that he was like, oh, I must have misunderstood kind of disobedience. He knew exactly what he was doing. Please tell me somebody else has been there with me and Jonah. I know exactly what I'm doing. I don't want to do what you've told me to do, so I'm going in the other direction. Don't make me have my hand up by myself. But disobedience can also be set straight with confession. He did. He confessed to God. And disobedience is not a reason that it won't disqualify us from not being used again. Because he set him straight. And then it says over in chapter 3, this time Jonah obeyed the Lord's command. And we can debate on whether or not he had the right heart when he did that. Because I'm going to tell you, because it says Jonah's anger at the Lord in the 4th chapter there, at the Lord's mercy. I'm again just going to raise my hand. There are times that I have obeyed, but I have obeyed without a cheerful heart and a joyful disposition. Let's just put it that way. And I debate whether or not I get credit for that or not. I go back and forth on it. Is the Lord going, yay? Or is he going, yeah, no, I'm glad you obeyed, but on the blessing from that. I don't know. I'm putting human thoughts to God, and that's wrong. But that's how he and I work. We just have fun together because he's just such a great fella. But you can be that. You can be restored and be given opportunity to obey and to set yourself right on the right path. You can do that. He will. He'll give you that second chance because that's who he is. He's a God of mercy and a God of grace. Second chances. But let's make sure we totally change our attitude when we're given that second chance, for sure. And I'm not always good at that. I'm going to tell you, I'm not. But disobedience never ends well. So really the best thing to do is just take a deep breath and obey him and trust him for the outcome. We'll see you next time on Read Through the Word.